how about this, Aaron? If I could show you a way where you can get this property sold without the people coming in, without you adding more to your burnout, what time would work for you for us to meet? 3 or 4 today. I have a customized plan where I can show you how to get that property and you don't have to worry about that burnout or people going in and out of your house.
What's going on, everybody? It's Aaron Wittenstein, and I would like to welcome you all to Vulcan7 Roadmap. This is where we interview agents across the country on how they're taking just a lot of listings, but this one is actually kind of different, okay? We've got a little bit of a different show, which I'm really excited to talk about here. We got my guy, Jerome Lewis. He's out of Philly. You know, that would be Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, for you guys that don't know this. And you know what? I don't want to say what you do, because I think it's more interesting for you to say what you do, because this is totally different than most things that we've chatted about. So, Mr. Jerome, you have the floor, my friend.
Yeah, I'm excited that I'm here, Aaron. Thank you for having me, and whoever referred me. I'm not sure who referred me, but I'm a real estate agent. But what I do primarily is I buy houses. So I buy houses. That's what we do as investments.
Okay. Now, when you say buy houses, how are you getting these houses? Like, where are you getting these houses from?
Well, so I'm on the Vulcan Roadmap show. So where I get these houses from is I use Vulcan to call expireds, and I make offers based on how the phone call is going. So I come in as an agent and I make different offers. And one of those offers that I make is I can buy this house potentially as well, Mr. Seller.
Okay, I usually wait like at least 7 to 8 minutes in to
Mhm.
do some role play. But
Mhm.
I'm thinking, if you would begin, I want to learn more about this. I really, really do. I'm very intrigued by what you're
Okay.
doing here. Would you be open to role play? Because this is, like I said, totally different than what we're used to.
Of course, I would be open to it. Here, let's say I make the call the same way
Okay.
as I would do an expire, and then we make a different offer. Depending on the offer, I'm like I could buy it as well. So let's run a role play.
Let's go.
You throw me whatever objections or however you want to do it, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
All right. Ring ring.
Hello.
Aaron, this is Jerome. I'm calling about your property that came off the market unsold because I'm confident I can get that property sold for you, and I can make time today between 3 and 4. Which time will work for you, Aaron?
Oh man, whoa, slow down there, my friend. The house just came off the market. It was on the market for a long time, and I think we're going to take a break.
Okay. So the house was on the market for a long time and you're thinking about taking a break, correct?
Yeah, you heard me loud and clear.
Okay. What's the reason you're deciding to take a break, Aaron?
I just don't want people coming through my house anymore, man. It's
Okay.
like, the holidays are coming up, and I mean, I don't want anybody tracking mud through my house. It's been on the market for like 337 and a half days. And, we've
Okay.
had like 47 showings, and
Okay.
I don't want people coming through my house anymore.
I got you. I completely understand. I heard you say a couple of things there. You said you don't want people coming through your house. We got the holidays coming up and it was sitting for a while. Of those things you mentioned, which is most important to you?
I got to say, I'm burnt. I'm burnt
You're
out.
burnt?
I'm burnt out.
Okay. All right. How about this, Aaron? If I could show you a way where you can get this property sold without the people coming in, without you adding more to your burnout, what time would work for you for us to meet? 3 or 4 today?
What do you mean?
I'm going to show you. I have a customized plan where I can show you how to get that property sold, and you don't have to worry about that burnout or people going in and out of your house.
So do you buy houses, or do you how does, because believe me, I've had plenty of phone calls of people saying they want to buy my house for 30 cents on the dollar.
Well, Aaron, I was coming as an agent, but that is one thing we do. We buy houses as well, and I can show you that when we meet too. What time would work for you, Aaron? 3 or 4?
Well, I mean, we have the home listed for $500,000, and we're really not
Okay.
looking to take much less than that. So
Okay, 500,000. So if I could get you an offer for 500,000, we'd be open to meeting with me between 3 and 4.
you're telling me you can give me an offer for $500,000 on my house?
100%, yes.
Sure, come on by.
All right, Aaron. So I got 3 or 4. Which one would work for you?
I can do 7:30.
I'll make 7:30 work. I'll see you then. Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right.
All right. So the table has been set now. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying you could come over and you could list my house for this particular price and get the particular price for the home. Okay.
Mhm.
Walk me through, like, I don't know, how do we want to do this? Do you want to walk through the process with me, or do you want to pretend that you're in my house? What would be best for you?
It's all up to you. I'll go with the flow. You tell me what's going on, and we'll kind of go from there.
Let's do okay. Let's continue role playing because this is actually kind of fun. I like
Sure,
this.
sure thing.
All right, so let's do this. Let's say you come in my house. You're looking
Hmm.
through the house. We're sitting down, and I'm like, okay, Jerome. You seem like a really nice guy. Like I said, I don't want to list the property. That's not my intention. But when we're on the phone, you said you could get me $500,000 for the home. How in the world can you do that?
Yeah, sure. So Aaron, I have a couple of options here. We can put your property on the market. We can list it, and we can put it out for the market, or I could buy it, or I could have someone buy it for you. Which of these options is best for you?
All right, when you say have someone buy it or have someone buy it for you, what do you mean?
I'm going to buy your house for $500,000 in the event that you are open to taking my offer. We buy in several ways. We can buy all cash, or we can make you a payment over time.
Okay, and like I said, you're losing me here because we sat on the market for for
Hmm.
333 and a half days, and
Hmm.
we did not get $500,000. We didn't get $500,000 for the house.
What was the feedback you got? How come you didn't get that $500,000?
I think that people just didn't like that they felt we needed too much renovations on the house.
Too many renovations. Okay, so you want to sell it without the renovations?
Yes.
Okay, and would you be open to taking like a payment over time where I can get you that $500,000?
How long a time are we talking here?
It all depends. Some people give us the length of their mortgage. Some people give us 10 years, 5 years. It all depends. How long would you be willing to give
Well, I
me?
mean, we would want to cash out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I understand. Most people want to cash out as quickly as possible. How soon, how long would you be willing to give us to get you your
I don't even know. I
$500,000?
haven't even thought about it. You know what I mean? This is
Okay.
kind of like, this isn't something I really thought about doing.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, honestly, I really don't know. I mean, if you want to submit an offer, I can look at it, and see what makes sense and
Yep.
kind of take it from there. I mean, if that's something you're okay with, I mean, because this just sounds a little different to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm okay with that. So, Aaron, most of the time, what we like to do is we like to make sure that it's working best for you as well as myself. How long would you be able to give me? Of course, everyone wants to cash out as soon as possible, but we're used to getting 10 years, 15 years. How long would you be willing to give us to pay you that $500,000?
Now, okay, so when you say this, so let's just preface this that I
Mm-hmm.
have, that I owe right now $300,000 on the property,
Mm-hmm.
and this is like side note here. Okay, three
Mm-hmm.
hundred thousand dollars on the property, so we have $200,000 in equity. You would assume, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what would we be looking at scenario wise with that, Jerome?
Uh, let's say we can get you that $200,000 in equity that you're looking for. We can get you that over time, and we'll take over the rest. We'll make the payments on the $300,000 and try to get you cashed out as soon as possible.
Okay, so let me just make sure I understand this. So you would take over my mortgage
Hmm.
payments, and then
That's an option.
the $200,000 would be paid off over like a couple years or something, or
Yeah, it all depends how long you could give us. What are you most comfortable with, Aaron?
oh, I won my money yesterday because
Okay.
we keep in mind we got to go buy a new house and and all this
Yeah,
type of stuff. So
yeah. I completely understand. When you say buy a new house, are you looking for a down payment, or are you looking to pay all cash for that house?
we're looking to put a decent down payment down. I mean, that was the goal of selling, is to be able to get something a little bit bigger, and put down
Yeah.
a down payment on it.
And how much do you think you would need to put down on that house?
Um, I don't know. I mean, we're going to upgrade to a bigger house, which would cost about $600,000. We're looking to, hopefully put down 20% of 600,000.
Okay.
Which would be 120,000 $120,000.
Okay. Well, listen, Aaron, it doesn't sound like we're like close enough in terms of negotiating this price. Um, but if I could get you that 20%, would you be open to selling this house to us?
What do you mean?
If I could get you the 20% of the house that you're looking for, would you be open to selling a house based on what I offered you?
So I could get the 20% down
Hmm.
and be able to get my new house and all that type of stuff. I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
I can.
I'd be open to it, I guess, right?
Okay. All right. So let's make that offer. Let's make that one of the offers, and then let's look at the other option that we have available, where we can just sell your house outright. How does that sound for you?
Sure.
Okay. So let's do that. All
Okay.
right.
All right. So basically, that was a phenomenal role play, by the way. That was one of the most fun
Okay.
ones I've done in a long time. That was really fun. So basically, what you're doing, and let me ask you this. Okay, so let's say, for
Sure.
example, you go into 10 homes. Okay, let's say you go into 10
Mhm.
homes. All right, and you get 10 expired properties for selling or whatever they are. How many of
Mhm.
those homes do you actually purchase?
So my numbers are for I get one every 17.
Okay.
So 10 wouldn't be enough.
Okay.
17 would be enough. It used to be 25, but now it's down to 17. So I get one
Okay.
between 17 and 25.
And then, so let's say you go on 17 properties. Okay, you purchase
Yes.
one. I mean, it's just your time, but I mean, you're getting a
Yeah.
decent return, I would assume, on it.
Mhm.
Now, by just having that in your back pocket, how many
Mhm.
more listings are you taking?
The listings, I give them off to my team. I don't do the listings. I primarily focus on buying.
Okay,
So we get at least one a month with the listings as well.
okay, this is just an interesting.
Yeah.
It's an interesting. It's an interesting. How did you get into this?
I had a coach. I had
Yeah.
a coach, and he taught me. Yeah, I started off primarily investing, and my coach. I used to do what people call wholesaling. I used to do a lot of those, and I wanted to buy a house for myself, and I learned what this is called, which is creative financing. Then I started buying houses this way.
Got it. And how long have you been? Because, like I said, the nice part about it is you're very confident and comfortable with what you're talking about. I mean, you know this. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Yet, how long have you been in working this field right here?
This field, about 2 years,
Okay.
come in December.
Okay.
So yeah, that's been 2 years.
Got it. That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting. So for somebody, because like I said, this isn't the first time. I'm assuming we're talking
Mhm.
about like subject twos and other stuff
Mhm.
that I can't think of off the top of my head because I'm not into your game. Okay.
Yeah.
Like how what's the most common way that you will purchase a home with creative financing?
So I will list off the four most common, because creative finance is broad. It can go very broad, but there are four main types. You got the first, it's not one, but the most common type is considered a lease option, where you lease with the option to purchase. The second is seller finance, which is you buy it and you make a payment straight to the seller. The third would be subject to, and subject to means you're buying a house subject to the existing mortgage. And then number four is considered assignment or a sign out, and that's where you come in and you purchase a property and you sell your interest for that property rather than the actual property. So those are the four main ways, but there's a lot in between those four ways.
So I would assume the way you just
Mhm.
explained those are the easy are the I don't say the easy. It's not the easiest, but like what's the most difficult one to be able to track to somebody?
The most difficult of those would be, it depends on the most difficult thing is selling people the idea. That's the most difficult thing, because it's not a simple idea in theory. And of course, most sellers, they all want, I want my money right now, all up front, no questions. Like most people want that. And what you're dealing with is you're dealing with people that have been through something already, and you have to educate them on why this is a different option for them. For example, you gave a scenario earlier where it's 200,000 in equity, but it's $300,000 in debt. That seller won't get all of that money. So it's like, if you could wait a little bit, we can share payments. I can make sure you get as much out of this property as possible. So it's more about convincing them on the idea that they're actually going to get their money, and convincing them to wait.
So all right, so let me ask you this then. So
Sure.
so I see the benefit, what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I get the benefit to you. So, when you get that right seller that comes in, it's like,
Mhm.
you know what, this makes sense. Like what's the benefit? Is it just like a time thing or like more money over time, or what does that look like?
Oh man, it is several benefits. They don't have to pay taxes. They can take payments over time. They don't have to worry about debt. A big one for a lot of people is like debt relief. People are moving, they're frustrated. Nobody purchased a property before, which is what got me into Vulcan. It's like, let's talk to people that have been through an experience already. They've been on the market, their properties have expired. What are the other options that they have available? And sometimes you run across a seller that just couldn't sell the house for reasons like debt. or people didn't want the house. People wanted to come through, and there was issues wrong with the house. So we buy a house. We buy houses guaranteed. Guaranteed. We don't care the condition. We don't care. Um, we don't care the condition, and we'll play close to retail. In many cases, we can pay retail as long as that seller is open to giving us time.
Got it. So basically, you're buying time is what it comes down to. I'm sorry, you're not you're offering time is basically what we're looking at to be able to for them to get the money that they need. Correct.
Yes, we give them time, and we give them time, debt relief, and many other things. They're not all on the top of my head, but when I go to these appointments, we have listing packages, listing presentations. One of the things that I give them is this book that I purchased right here, and I lay out and list all the benefits of selling it that way, so they can understand what's going on. So
Very good, very good.
yeah.
So let's say somebody wants to, kind of start getting into this, and because it sounds like
Mhm.
you've been doing this for a little bit, you're properly educated on it. How does one get? I mean, other than reaching out to you, of course. All right.
Mhm.
How does someone get educated in that type of financing?
So I used to have a mission where I'd be like, agents, we should buy properties for ourselves and build wealth for ourselves. It's If you go to Google, there will be plenty of people that come up. I don't want to like mention a bunch of people, but there's plenty of people come up. If you type in creative financing, you'll find several people. And for those that are watching this, you can reach out to me, and I have coaching recommendations and people that I would recommend, people that I've learned from. So it's lease options. If you Google that, stuff will come up. Subject to financing, owner financing. If you Google those terms, a lot of stuff will come up, and you can start to educate yourself on that. Chat GBT is also a good resource. It'll probably spit out some creative stuff on how you can learn it as well.
Interesting. Like I said,
Yeah.
I find this stuff fascinating because I don't
And
quite.
then Yeah. And then I want to share with you, I always attend the Vulcan 7, the call during the week.
Yeah.
Just last week, Jim had a gentleman introduce that he was going to be doing a call every Friday teaching this. So that's a resource from Vulcan right there, that where people can jump right in on the Fridays. I believe it's 2 p.m. Eastern time or 12 p.m. Eastern time. I don't remember exactly what the time was, but that gentleman will be leading a call specifically here for Vulcan users as well. So the people that are watching this, they can just
Kind
attend
of
that
delve into
call.
that as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this, and just so I understand, like, how many hours a day are you prospecting right now? Is it a typical 3 hour session, or like what kind of time are you putting in?
Yeah. So what I do is I prospect for at least 3 hours each day,
Okay.
with the exception of today, but I did get 2 appointments today. So I will call from 8 until 11 normally. Sometimes I'll go to 12. And I do that every day with the exception of Friday.
Boom. It's just we do the same thing in a different way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's amazing what happens when you're used to doing this, and then you see this, and you do this, and you try this, and you try that, and it's just
Mhm.
it's like I said, I find this fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Thank you for sharing. So all right, so let me ask you this: so you have a brand new agent comes,
Mhm.
knocks on your door, and is like,
Mhm.
Jerome, give me one piece of advice. What would that piece of advice be?
The piece of advice would be, so the things that we talked about, Aaron, they're like advanced. That's like advanced strategies. The thing that I would tell the agents to do is, like, I have a schedule and a cadence that I buy to. People are like, "Oh, Jerome, you're so great," but I have a team behind me. Like, I have role play partners. I get up early, so I would encourage them to find a team, find accountability partners, and be accountable. One of the things I do, my schedule is from I get up. I honestly I wake up like 4 a.m. I'm Eastern time. I wake up about 4 a.m. I study, I read, I watch different things, and then at 6:30, I'm with my team. Is about 20 of us. We're up and we're role playing scenarios like this. Expired prospecting calls. We're calling from 6:30 until 8. Well 6:30 until 7:50. Then at 8 o'clock, from 8 to 12, we make calls. From 12 to 2, we do prospecting. So we're like, I encourage them to get involved with a group like of serious people that are taking this seriously, where they can be held accountable. Because you won't succeed in this business by yourself. You need people around you, strong teammates, accountability partners, coaches. You got to have the right tools. That's why I mentioned Vulcan 7 earlier. I'm on that call every single day. Even if I don't need it, I'm there because there's other winners, people around that's winning and doing the same stuff. Right? That call is so valuable, that Vulcan 7 call on Tuesday and Thursday.
That's awesome, man. That's absolutely awesome. I don't know how you wake up at 4 o'clock. I wake up at 5, and it's a challenge. I don't know how you do four. What time you go to bed?
I go to bed about 12. So yeah, I only get about 4 hours.
I don't know how you do it, but I'll lend you a couple hours of my sleep every single day. Okay, how does that sound?
Yeah,
I'll give
it
you an hour.
works.
I will gift you an hour of sleep. Okay, my
That
friend.
works.
Let's wrap this up in a bow for Vulcan 7 Nation here. Okay.
Sure thing.
What are your final last words, if you will?
My final words would be consistent, find partners around you. The reason I'm so strong, like I've known this stuff, like this stuff that we talked about today, I've known this stuff, and I've went out to the road and I've practiced some of it, but I really have a team behind me, and I just want to give credit to them. Like without them, I would not be here. I wouldn't be accountable. I wouldn't be speaking up. I wouldn't be making the calls. So I just have a strong team around me, and that's the reason why I succeed. Like I do my work, of course, I do what I'm supposed to do, but I have team and they hold me accountable, and I appreciate them so much.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. All right, brother. So let's say, for example, someone has a referral for you in the
Mhm,
Philadelphia area.
mhm.
How does one get in touch with Mr. Jerome Lewis?
The best way to reach out to me would be my phone number. My business cell phone number is 267-888-1085.
All right, my friend. I want to say thank you very much for being here today. I genuinely
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. I just want everybody to remember: get out there, go make some money. Remember to trust the process. Y'all take care and be well.